It has a face that is weirdly simian.
I'm told that curses were written on small lead parchments, rolled up and then cast into wells.
Shall we, I suppose we should do away with this nasty business.
I think we need to light a fire, Doctor.
What did you say to the Colonel about our plan?
I said we'd bury it. He already saw too much. He's not strong. He's not strong enough.
A complex sequence of emotions plays across his face. Probably only suitable for a psychoanalyst.
So I'm going to have a look down there and see if they've dropped the body and then made their way somewhere else. I'm quite pissed.
Even corruptive miracles are to be observed.
There is no miracle contained within the towel.
Aberration, yes. What monster? Oh, no. Oh, that's not right.
The bald man looks up from the bottom of the well, and he smiles and recedes into the darkness. The Apocalypse Players present Magnum Tenebrosum, a Call of Cthulhu scenario by Dominic Allen, with Joseph Chance as Dr. John Elvedon, Danann McAleer as Colonel Ambrose Coghill, and our special guest, Tilly Steele, as Dr. Jemima Croft. Your keeper of arcane lore is Dominic Allen.
Part 6. Officer, honestly, I've only had a few ales.
As Jemima and Dr. Elvedon, you're walking back from this corner of the cemetery where you've burnt this cat. You start to feel the rain, the first flecks of rain coming down, and you see Coghill. In fact, you hear him shriek momentarily, briefly.
What the devil?
And then you see him stood by the well, and yeah, you're all now aware of the rain coming down.
Was that Coghill? Even though I say that to Jemima, I'm looking at the rain, or sort of looking through the dark at the rain and my smouldering remnant of fire, and I just sort of throw a few more sticks onto the fire, trying to make sure it still resists the rain a little bit. I said, was it Coghill?
It certainly had his cadence.
Bloody hell!
Damn it! Excuse my French.
Good Lord.
Colonel, and I think I want to just squirt a whole load of gas, lighter fluid on it, but I resist in that moment. Damn it.
You probably see me staggering back slightly from the well in silhouette, sort of looking about me, and then I think I'm looking around to see if I can see you anywhere, but if not, I'm going to run back to the inn.
Well, I was gonna dash down,
right,
but I probably attempt some sort of gallantry after making a few steps on slightly wobbly ankles, and I turn back to try and offer Jemima assistance. I suspect fruitlessly.
I don't need your help, Doctor.
No, of course. Please, call me John.
All right, Dr. John.
Right. Coghill. I whisper shout and I run towards the where I saw him last. The thing is burnt, right? We've destroyed the evidence. Of this abomination.
Yeah, I think you nailed the fire.
I want to use the word sinful abomination, but that's my theologian's mind talking.
That's not king shame.
I believe previously you'd referred to it as a corrupted miracle.
Yes, ooh. Perfect. Good, that's much more him.
Ooh.
Evidence of a corrupted miracle. But then you saw it and you changed your opinion quite dramatically, I think, about whether it was a miracle
Possibly
or not.
Witchcraft is what I'm now thinking. or simply taboo.
Christ.
But yes, I'll run across. And it's one of those nights, isn't it, where the clouds are moving high and fast. Have I got that right?
That's right, yes. And now they've
gathered. Yeah.
They've gathered. It was quite clear when you set out to burn this thing, but now suddenly, in that way that the weather does up there, it just has changed on a hairpin. And
I think so long as I can hear Miss Croft behind me, Mrs. Croft, beg your pardon, I'll dash towards where Coghill last was. Not at the well anymore?
up to Coghill.
I think I'm in shock. I'm taken aback, and I am looking around. So if they're not too far away and they're sort of dashing over to me, I imagine it's fair to say that I wait for them, or go a few steps in their direction.
Yeah, I think you probably do notice them. It's all very, you're not very far away, really.
No. Well, as they approach, I say, John, Dr. Elvedon, Mrs. Croft, Christ, I don't know how to put this. There's that bald fella. He's down the well.
What?
Oh, he's trapped.
I don't know. I don't think he's right in the head. I've seen people smile like that before in the trenches. They weren't happy. They were smiling, but they weren't happy.
Wait, do you mean Roehampton? What?
Do I mean Roehampton? Keeper?
Yes, you do.
I do. Yes, I mean Roehampton. I saw him down there, bald pate on him, and he looked up and he smiled at me and then disappeared. I know I've had a few drinks, but I'm utterly sure about this. I'm utterly sure. Something's gone wrong.
From our time together in the in the trenches, obviously you were half cut most of the time.
Yes.
But obviously there were days when you would go into the fugue state of the deep booze.
And to be clear, I think the drinking is something that's come on since more than it was a habit then.
Oh, yeah, possibly then.
It's to cope with the...
Big pardon.
But, yes.
Well, in which case maybe I don't know then. So in which case, can I tell whether he's inebriated?
Oh, I think it's...
Coghill?
Yeah, he's had a lot. You've been witness to how much he's drunk, a lot of it.
I think I might defer here. I think I take a half step back and I look to Jemima Croft and I say, "You have had a lot to drink, old chap." But I'm actually sort of looking at her, sort of thinking, do you possibly have an insight here? Because I know you're a professional.
I roll professionally.
Don't I? I seem to remember you have an amazing psychology score, whereas I don't.
I do that. You would be correct, sir. Another thing I do, apparently, is roll very well tracking people, which wasn't the plan.
No, I think you possibly passed on it. But do you have a 10% chance on that as well?
But hey, take it.
How embarrassing. After all those points I spent in it. At least 11.
Yeah.
Well, let's not linger on my failings.
Anyway.
There's time for that later.
If you're sure. Okay. So I guess... Well, I mean...
I'll gallantly put myself between you and the well, but only just.
I think I can probably tell that he thinks he's telling the truth.
I feel like, exactly.
And whether or not it is real or not is kind of a matter of neuroscience.
Oh, you see, if only I could hear all of this, because this would be, yes, that's the kind of insight.
You see, Dr. John, it's not just whether the Colonel believes he's seen someone, but whether he has seen someone. If a drunk person sees someone in a forest and there's no one else around, does the figure they saw really exist?
Are they even inebriated? Now, listen, I've sobered up.
I don't know.
Quickly.
I have had a few drinks as well.
As he says, now listen, and you say, I've had a few drinks as well. I sprint to the well to look.
Look down that... now,
no.
Listen. The adrenaline's kicked in. I've sobered up almost instantly. It's a shame, really. But that man's down there. Baldy. Saw the pate of his head. Grinned at me like a lunatic.
Okay. So you're going to go and look into this well. It's dark now, and now the clouds have come over, it's even darker.
Oh dear, I might have to light something.
Oh, what a shame.
There are a couple of street lamps in the square here that are, I mean, they're old-fashioned. They're probably still gas lamps, actually. So they're sizzling a bit in the rain where it gets into past the pane, maybe. And it's slick, wet cobbles. The spitting is now turning into proper rain, and it's starting to get a bit heavier. And you rush to the wet stone of the well and look down. I'd need a spot hidden roll. It would need to be a hard...
But essentially what you're saying
success.
is it's too dark for me to see, isn't it?
Potentially.
I need to add light to the situation. So I think I skid and my hands are on it, and I think it's just too dark. I need to see better. I need a blazing light. I need a fireball to go down there. And I strip my jacket off, and I run back towards the gas light lamp. Gas light? The gas light.
Well, I will remind you at this point, you do have a petrol-soaked rag in your pocket.
I do. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to strip off my my woolen sleeveless jumper, and I wrap the rag around it, and I climb up the gas. These guys are probably doing other things, but I'm gonna pump up the gas.
No, we're just looking at you.
and I'm going to
Like
set
this.
fire to my jumper.
What is he doing?
So you've shimmied. You're going to try and shimmy up the lamppost, set fire to your jumper.
Dr. John, none of this plan makes any sense for what I can...
A fireball to light the depths of hell, I say.
Listen to Jemima, old chap.
So what I will say is, I think to shimmy up a wet cast iron lamppost,
It's gonna break his neck.
and then assuming it does light, let's say it does light, obviously, but then to not burn yourself getting back down and getting to the well, I think I need a hard dex roll.
Ooh,
Because it sounds difficult.
it does sound
That to
difficult.
me sounds quite difficult.
I mean, I'll probably be saying, yes, listen to Mrs. Croft, listen to Jemima, John. Ludicrous business, this. But if you want a boost, I'll help you with a boost. Up and over.
I think in his mania, he didn't quite hear. Yeah, perfect. That's what he does here. In his mania, he didn't hear what Jemima Croft said. He knows she said. In fact, there's a moment of regret because he thinks that marvelous woman just said something. Why didn't I hear it? But what I do hear is up and over, and it triggers the fear. And I remember the simian face of the things young, the cat creature's offspring. And I want to burn it. And
Again.
so I'm going to say, yes, a boost would be useful. Surely that would give me a bonus.
I think it will. Yes, it will give you a bonus die.
Desperate.
All right, if you insist. Sorry, Jemima.
But
Rough
still
and
hard.
tumble
This is
antic.
terribly silly.
Still
I know.
Both terribly silly boys.
Aren't we
I
just?
blush. I blush at the word silly and silly boys, but I also smile maniacally.
You're mentally ill, Dr.
And
John.
that is a 23 and a
There's a
53.
facility you need to go to.
I'm going to spend the
Broadmoor.
luck. I'm going to spend the luck.
How much luck are you spending there?
I have to unfortunately spend some luck. Oh, it's not that much. 23. Fuck my life. That is not a 20. Fuck.
What have you rolled?
It's a bad die. So you know how the ink, sometimes the ink starts to come off them.
Yeah.
The white ink has come off that die. I'm
Yeah.
really unhappy about that.
Shite.
Okay, right. So that's a 50
You had a bonus, right?
and a 43. Oh, son of a bitch. So I'm going to spend the luck.
How much luck are you having to spend there?
So I'm going to have to spend 12 luck. Is that right? Bad maths. 43. No, that's bad maths. Oh god, more than that. 13, 18 luck. I'm going to have to spend.
Fucking hell. Listen,
That's
chap.
a lot, isn't it?
There's a lot of luck you're spending there. I'll break your fall.
Do I get the bonus if I push it?
Ooh.
I feel like I'm playing the stats here slightly.
Is that keeper's discretion or is that... I can't remember.
I can't remember, but I'll give it you.
I mean, the stats here are not good. It's my lowest stat.
Listen, old boy, you seem to be
25. I've got.
comprehending a pushed roll. I advise against it.
18. Is it going to get any better? I'll get the bonus on the reroll. How am I? I mean, then I really will immolate myself if it goes wrong, won't it?
Remember when Field Marshal Haig pushed that roll?
Suddenly it's gone so tight, hasn't it?
Failing a push roll would be bad.
What, whilst climbing up a lamppost in the dark?
I can't believe I misread the die and I thought I'd passed this. That's such a fake sensation of success. 18 luck would put me down to, let me just do the maths on that. That puts me down to 34 luck.
Still better than I've got.
Can't believe we're still on day 1. You haven't gone to bed yet.
Yeah. I'm going to push it. I'm going to push the roll.
I know. What happened to going to bed? What happened to that?
Fuck knows.
Then a cat gave birth and all hell broke loose. Next thing you know, Dr. Elvedon's set himself on fire and he's fallen down the well.
How am I going to push the roll? So he's giving me a boost. I'm climbing up. I've got the thing in my hand. I know what I do, because at the moment I've got it in my left hand and I'm climbing using my right. And I'm stepping on Coghill's shoulder, I think by now, aren't I? Shoulder. So I'm stepping on his shoulder. So I know what I do to get the extra height.
Come on, old chap.
I say, wait 1 second. Over the top indeed. And I put the rag that I've tied the thing up with into my mouth, and I reach up using my mouth
Fucking hell.
to the gas.
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
Am I right?
You're not wrong.
Sure.
The soap?
Jemima's starting to miss her husband, actually.
Hey.
Yes, he's bored. Oh,
That
is it?
is
Thank fuck.
that is a 17. No, a 13. Not 17. A 13.
We were staring in the face of this entire session being in medical.
Because I re-rolled the units by accident, but not the 7. That doesn't count. It was a 3 before, wasn't it? So a 13.
Okay,
Bonus die was essential.
so you do it. The thing catches and you slide down the lamppost.
Yes. That's what we
You
like.
get back to the well. What do you do
I
with
run to the well and say, "Come and see! Come and see!"
Because it's like really going.
And as I get to the well, I
Witness
say,
me.
"Go!"
Witness me. Go up, you bald head.
I say, and I throw the burning jumper.
So in the TV show, the drone shot of this is amazing. 'Cause it sort of goes across. The view is sort of across the top of the square as this in this sort of shimmering darkness of the wet cobblestones and the pitch dark, and the little windows of the inn is the only light spilling on the square. And then suddenly there's this ball of fire in the rain just charging across the square, and it just disappears into the well. And momentarily all the bricks on the inside of the well light up as it tumbles down like the Balrog into the bottom of Moria.
I don't know about Jemima, but I'm certainly running with him because I do want to see what the culmination.
I imagine
of all
Jemima
this
hasn't moved an inch. She's just been stood there with her arms crossed.
You silly boys.
I've literally just been like this. Now, really? But I will say, I think she now is begrudgingly impressed and would probably
I could have burned my face off.
be. It's just also glad that no one's burnt their face off.
She missed it all, struggling to open her umbrella. Come on. You can, Dr. Elvedon, you can give me a spot hidden. A regular success will do it.
Wow, after all that.
It was all to improve my spot hidden, which is not much.
Should we all roll spot hidden?
Yeah, I think if you're all looking into the well after this firing.
So now it's worth it. Now I feel like it was worth it because
Yeah,
my
we
spot
can't
hidden's
leave
only
you to deal with
35.
that.
83. Can't see. I think I'm too excited. I just got
got
the
a
fire
20.
going down.
After all that, he failed the spot hidden.
I got a 20 on my 25 spot hidden. The old cataracts haven't come in just yet.
I got a 3.
Whee!
Bloody hell. Every time.
Instantly.
Is that-
instantly?
Amazing.
Is that
Croft's
good?
keeping us this in this.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, so my spot hidden's 60, so that's a hard success, isn't it?
You're laughing.
It's an extreme success.
Extreme.
So,
I don't want to see it. I never even wanted to see it.
Dr. Elvedon, you're probably too mesmerized by the burning
Yeah.
to really pay attention to what happens, because by the next time you're aware of what's going on, it's burnt out. Colonel Coghill, just as it hits the bottom of the well, you get a pretty clear picture of the age of the well. Deeper down, it clearly is very old. You know, bits of it have just turned into sort of packed earth.
What sort of era? Roman, would you say?
Very Roman.
Very Roman.
Because as
very
it
much
hits
so.
the bottom, you can see
Roman.
there are flagstones at the bottom of the well. Most of them eroded into dirt, but there's still some there, and they look really old. And as this ball of fire hits the bottom, it sort of burns out. But you also see that there is what appears to be a couple of tunnels down there, like little openings, little apertures in the bottom of the well that disappear off into darkness.
Nooks and crannies.
Indeed. Jemima, with your extreme success, you see all of that. Plus, you notice that there are, in the mud around the flagstones at the bottom of the well, and it is deep, I mean, not super deep, but deep enough, you can see there are footprints in the mud. And there are, some of the stones seem to have markings on them, etched in around the wall of the well, deeper down, that look like they could be runes or some sort of hieroglyphic markings.
Well, Colonel, it seems the booze didn't completely take you for a fool.
No?
I see footprints down there.
Yes.
Footprints in the mud.
Yes, quite right.
And runes, some kind of
Good Lord.
symbols. I can't make them out, possibly
You're joking.
runic in nature or hieroglyphics. I'm not certain.
Would there be anything
It's not
like,
my area of expertise.
Would there be anything like that?
Dom?
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes. I sketched it very quickly on a napkin while we were at the Roman statue. Good Lord, it's all connected. It's all connected.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Good work, John.
Yes, very, very good work. Nearly killing yourself.
Are you burned?
But I'm glad you didn't.
no.
You're not hurt.
Oh, no, not hurt. But Elijah answered and said, "If I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there
Christ.
came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Yes.
And I thought I was pissed.
What? Sorry.
John, you went away for a moment there.
Yes, no,
You're not back in the field, you're here.
Look, what did I miss? Sorry. And I sort of take a step away from the giddy.
You ruined a rather lovely cardigan, but we've seen the bottom of the
damn it.
well. There's tunnels down there, and Mrs. Croft here has just confirmed what I thought all along. There's someone playing a game with us or doing something down there. There's carvings and there's footprints, and I saw him. I saw Baldy McFuck. What was his name again?
William
Sorry,
Roehampton.
Miss Croft. What was Roehampton? That's the one. Yes,
Roehampton McFuck.
Roehampton McFuck. He's down there.
That's the spirit. Mrs.
At least
Croft,
one of
that's
them.
the spirit. Yes. Oh goodness me! I'm sorry. Oh, I must get my jacket.
No. Well done, Old Bean.
It's coming down quite heavily, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
As you say that, there is suddenly everything suddenly goes blue as lightning somewhere lights up the entire village, sort of.
Goodness.
Wow.
And then a few seconds later, you hear.
Oh, beautiful. I love a thunderstorm.
And can I have a group luck roll? Who's got the lowest luck?
Me. Am I
Let's
going
have
to
a
get struck by lightning? Dominic, no.
I've only got 20. You've got 20, right?
16.
Yeah, I've got
then.
20.
I've got 20 as well. So
Apparently my luck is 16.
that's mental.
Does seem very harsh.
But I mean,
Still,
hey,
if that's what we've got,
that's what we're working with.
maybe there was a crucial role.
Yeah.
We have made progress.
Well, in that case, can I have a. Tilly, can you give me a luck roll, please?
Yeah, 19.
Oh, dear.
And my luck's 16.
Oh, that's so cruel.
Oh, that's so close.
Should I spend luck?
I don't think you can on a luck roll.
You can't
Oh,
spend
really?
luck on
You can't
that.
spend luck on luck.
This will be a
Oh, mate.
sort of eat itself.
Fuck.
Roboros kind of situation. So,
Who gets fried?
That's exactly what I was thinking there. Frightening. Get out of my mind.
you hear the click of heels on cobbles
Uh-oh.
somewhere behind you.
Sorry, I'll take these off. It's attracting so much attention. My bad. Sorry. Don't want to wake up the neighbours.
if you turn around to look, you see a quite a tall, thick-set gentleman in a police sergeant's uniform. Sort of crossing the square. He slows down and looks at you. He has he's under an umbrella. He has a sort of thin grey moustache, and his hair is kind of silvery and very, very cropped.
Can I just check? I don't think it is, but it's not the same policeman we met at the cordon when we came in.
No, it's not.
He was younger, yeah.
He gives you a hard stare, the three of you, and then he slowly starts walking over to you.
Yes. Just in time, officer. Excellent, you're here. There's a man down this well.
Is there trouble?
Yes, there is. There's a man down this well.
A man down the well?
Yes, we believe he may be trapped or in some kind of trouble.
Quite right. We were just trying to light it up.
Sorry, you were trying to light up the well?
So that we could see better.
Yes, indeed.
And
the rain came on so fast, you see.
And what did this man look like?
Oh, well, we know who it is.
Really?
Well, that is to say, it might be someone...
Well, yes.
I glance at my companions. It might be someone who might be impersonating someone else, in all truth. We're not 100% clear on that.
Quite right, right. But there's a man down there.
Forgive me, is it Sergeant?
Yes, Sergeant Naylor.
Dr. Elvedon. This is Colonel Coghill and Mrs. Croft.
I click my heels together slightly.
How do you do?
Brings you to dabbing on the wold?
Visiting a friend?
Oh,
what
really?
was our original?
Sorry, John. Carry on.
Yes, visiting a friend.
We're just stopping off here overnight.
I see.
I get the vibe that I've been maybe too front-footed in my honesty, which, I get that sort of, and I sort of say, yes, just stopping off here, staying at the inn. We've got our rooms booked. Just out for a midnight stroll. Thought we saw something down the well. Yes, it's odd business. I don't know what anyone would be doing down there.
You said you saw someone down the well and that you think they're impersonating someone.
Well, I don't know.
That might be the case.
Yes, it could be. They look bald, but there's certainly a man down there. He smiled at me like a freak.
Right. And he walks very stiffly over to the well and looks down it. He takes from his sort of belt a wind-up torch.
Fancy.
And points it down the well. Nope. Doesn't look like there's anyone there now.
Oh, well.
Are you sure it was a man you saw?
Yes, fairly certain.
There appear to be some openings down there, I think, and I look to the other two.
Yes, tunnels.
Is there an access to the place?
No. It's an old well.
So where does it lead?
Nowhere, it's a well.
Right. I was under the impression that sometimes wells might... Anyway, yes. Well,
subterranean reservoirs, I suppose, yes.
Yes, quite.
Presumably there was once a source.
Yes, as trusting as we are of the police.
Yes.
and we love everything you do, and God bless you for keeping this fine country safer. We don't want to take up any more of your time, so perhaps it'd be better if we just went back to our accommodation.
Yes.
He gets quite close to Colonel Coghill, and
I hold my breath.
he says, I think it probably is time for bed, isn't it?
Yes, Sergeant. And I there's a slight edge to the sergeant. I say, yes, you're probably right, Sergeant. I should take myself back to bed. Just trying to be good citizens.
Of course. Well, I appreciate your concern, but it seems like you must have been mistaken on this occasion.
Doesn't it just? Can I do a psychology roll on this cunt?
Yep.
My psychology's awful.
On this cunt.
I don't like him at all. Even though he's, seems quite reasonable in my head. That's a 2 on my 10 psychology.
Wow.
How the fuck do you like that?
Me.
You've just emasculated me.
I'm just utterly emasculated Jemima.
I think it's just rolling well. There's no masking or aculating, is there?
So, an extreme pass on a psychology roll on Sergeant Naylor. I think
A great void opens up.
yeah.
Christ.
This man is
Empty.
evil. He's being
Pure evil.
the whole thing about this sort of concern about and this dismissal of your behavior is masking quite a sharp scrutiny. He is processing everything and he's trying to remember you.
Right.
You get the impression he is he's definitely storing you upstairs.
Right. But I don't get the impression there's anything to do with the well or the man being down the well. He just thinks that's what I was. Yeah.
With an extreme success, I'm going to say that you feel like the whole business with the torch and his dismissal of your questions about the well suggests that there was something about the way he did it that was a little bit too much like a performance.
Got ya.
Like he didn't really look down the well. Like he got the impression he didn't need to. And part of that could be that what you're saying was ridiculous.
Yeah. But it also could be.
Or it could be that
He knows there's someone down there, or he's heard that sort of thing before.
Yeah.
The
fact that he saw you standing around the well is the reason he came over in the first place.
Okay, great. In which case, I say, well, yes, Sergeant, I'll get myself to bed. You know, some of those who work forces are the same who burn crosses. Sorry, lyric sprung into my head there. I think we should, shall we all retire? Thank you for checking in on us. So I hope we haven't caused any disturbance to the peace.
Not at all. It all seems very peaceful tonight, except for the storm.
Doesn't it just?
How long were you staying in the village, may I ask?
Probably only the night. Although it's very charming, there's a part of me that thinks, I don't know about you two, and I sort of turn to them as if casually and say, I don't know, maybe we could stay. Oh shit, they've left.
Us.
I sort of say, perhaps we could stay another night, check out some of the ruins or anything of interest in the area. But we were already planning on the one night, but well, maybe let's call it two, who knows.
Certainly, if this weather stays this bad, I'm not sure if we'd fancy the drive.
Yes. Very true, very
Sergeant
true.
Naylor. Was it Sergeant Naylor? Yes.
Indeed. Oh, you have a vehicle with you?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Well, that's convenient because, unfortunately, our rail station is out of commission at the moment.
Ah, how come?
A tree has fallen on the track. It's proving more problematic than we realised.
How unfortunate.
Bloody hell. We could shift that for you.
I beg your pardon?
We could shift that for you. Couldn't we, John?
Oh, I don't know if you will.
Oh, listen to me, sir. When you've seen No Man's Land, you've shifted more mud than anyone else. We've dug trenches in the depths of darkest Belgium. I'm still quite pissed. I say, I'm sure we could do away with the tree. We've got a car. We could hook it up.
Well, I'm sure they have enough horses here as well. But perhaps we'll... no doubt if you need assistance, we'd be more than willing to help. You can come and approach us over breakfast, perhaps, Sergeant.
Oh, yes. You're staying at the inn?
Yes. In fact, Miss Gladys must be worried about why we're not back.
Yes.
Perhaps I... and I sort of pull my collar up and I say, and I am... yes, I'm feeling rather cold now. In this rain.
Yes.
Well, yes, probably best to get in before you catch a chill.
Yes. I hope you find that poor missing girl as well. Dreadful business.
Ah, you heard about that, did you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes, it's very unfortunate, but we've got a lot of boys working on it.
Get some men, that's what I say.
Fucking hell.
I think Constable
Joking.
Constable Jones was more than man enough. But a pleasure, Sergeant. Sorry if we've caused any concern.
Do you want to spend the night in the cells?
You don't have a... my jacket's got a little damp. You don't have a light, do you? And I pull out a cigarette.
Are you asking Sergeant Naylor for a light.
Yep.
How much of a cunt do I want to be about this? He does. He takes out a Zippo from his pocket and he opens it for you. And as you bend down to light what are you lighting, a cigarette?
A cigarette, yeah.
As you bend down to take the light, because he doesn't offer you the lighter, he just offers you the flame. As you bend down, you can give me a spot hidden if you like.
This fucking bastard. I love him.
I don't want that one with the dodgy 2-5. Oh man, I'm not rolling well. I've done 1 out of 7 dice rolls so far. That's a 61 on my 35. And I feel like this is important. Do I want to push it? No, it's a 35% chance. Nope. Oh, no, I was greedy before when I was lucky. So
the lighter clicks away and...
I feel that febrile sense that something important is near me.
Very much so.
But I pull back. So thank you, Sergeant. Very kind.
Well, good night then. And he walks off into the pretty pitch darkness at the other end of the square. You hear his feet striding away.
Well, what did you make of him, Mrs. Croft? I say, sotto voce, what do you make of him, Mrs. Croft?
I don't quite know. He seemed on the level, and well, I suppose we do look suspicious hanging around by this well at midnight on our own.
I'm sorry, I might have slightly lost my head with the jumper maneuver. Actually, one of my students knitted that for me. I slightly regret that.
Oh,
Philippa,
shame.
she's a lovely woman. She'll make an excellent vicar. Oh, is that even possible in this day and age? Probably not. She'll make an excellent vicar's wife.
how progressive of you, Dr. John.
Sorry, I mean make an excellent
I
vicar's
knew we were
wife.
kindred spirits.
Obviously.
For an Anglican even.
And I blush, but I nod with a gleam of hope in my eye that one day this godforsaken country, this God-fulfilled country, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I'll tell you what,
We don't
too big for his
bar
boots.
things.
Too big for his boots. You're never too big for the boot. I've got the big size 12s on my feet.
I've got a bottle of whiskey in my room if anybody wants one before bed, but
Yes, perhaps a debrief.
I'm getting rather cold,
yes, this
Yes.
rain is it's northern, isn't it?
and
Good thing.
I nearly got struck by lightning.
Yes, I without
It turns out I was just being struck by a policeman.
without any of the like sort of awkwardness of Dr. Elvedon, I just take off my overcoat and put it round Mrs. Croft's shoulders and say, let's back to the inn, shall we?
Thank you, Colonel.
Quite all right.
You go back to the inn and probably at this hour you need to let yourself in via the back door, as she said, with your key. So you slip upstairs and
Quiet as possible.
I presume you all go to your own rooms unless you're going to have a big gangbang.
Well, I did offer them a whiskey for the debrief.
Yeah, I was suggesting we have a little
you're having a
debrief.
debrief, yes.
Only because I was most intrigued to think that it might be someone impersonating William Roehampton, I say as I pour the whiskey.
Why did you think that? Why did you think that, Colonel?
Well, it was him. Between us, it was him. I'm certain of it. Something's going on here.
You just panicked when the sergeant came over.
When the filth arrived.
Oh, that was my idea. I thought perhaps if we talked about a dead man, he might think we were, well.
Oh, I see, yes.
And I look out of the window slightly mournfully and slightly madly. And then I look back at you and I go, troubled. Which perhaps I am.
What do we know about this Roehampton
Yes,
chap?
Roehampton. Well, he's dead, right?
Well,
I mean, one hates to say.
So we've been told. But we've seen him in a photograph. Pretty sure I've seen him in a graveyard, and I'm certain I've seen him down a well. Well, that's 3 sightings of...
But Ernest told us that he was dead.
Oh, Ernest Abel. Well, that's a fake name if ever I heard one. Yes. We certainly can trust him.
Let's not question the parentage.
Well, no. No, quite right. But what I'm saying is...
What I mean is Corin. I mean, if Corin told us that... If Corin Williams tells me that a man is... He may be hiding something in his cell.
I know.
And here's
You're
the thing. Here's a thought. You know I told you about that gap in the cellar that I saw?
Yes.
Brief meta moment. I badly failed a roll Hence my obsession with the thing in the cellar. Just going to remind you of that. That thing in the cellar that I saw, well, that was a hole. What if it leads to the well?
Well, what if it does? There could be a whole series of tunnels.
Because if you're saying if you don't believe in what Ernest tells us, do we even now believe in what Corin tells us?
Oh, yes,
Corin.
Corin. I'm sorry, but Corin is beyond. I mean, we're all fans of Corin here, are we not? I can't think of him being dishonest towards us, but his manservant, who knows?
Perhaps he's been fooled. Yes, that might make sense. But I think I look less than convinced, and I don't mask it.
And if there's a missing girl and there's tunnels, strange farmers,
unless maybe I got that wrong, I don't know. But I definitely saw something down there. You have to,
Mrs. Croft. I'm sorry. I'm at my wit's end. I've had too many gins. I'll be honest with you. And there's a part of me that thinks,
yes, perhaps we need some sleep. Well, let's regroup over breakfast, shall we? What do you think, Mrs. Croft?
Yes.
Yes, perhaps you can cogitate better then after some kedgeree.
It sounds good.
Kedgeree and chips.
I don't know that I trust the kedgeree at this establishment.
No, we'll
yes, see.
We're away from the sea, I suppose.
Yes.
Perhaps we should go deviled eggs.
I suppose the one thing I would say before we all depart is this. I don't understand. Mrs. Roehampton wants the well to be covered.
Yes.
Is that because she's seen him?
Christ, yes.
Yes.
Or because she hasn't seen him?
Well, quite. There must be some reason to it.
There's a lot of pieces that don't quite fit together. A jigsaw puzzle missing some crucial parts. Maybe if we make some inquiries, perhaps at the doctor's farm tomorrow morning? Early?
I think that's a good idea. And as you said, Mrs. Croft, the markings down that well, they looked rather like this symbol I sketched on my napkin. The sort of dragonfly sort of thing. Yes.
Hopefully we can find out more.
It's all linked in. Well.
LinkedIn.
Yes. I've just had a great idea.
Jolly good. Well, you must tell us more in the morning.
Yes.
Well, good night.
Night then, and I fall face first onto the floor.
in Dr. John's room. Right, well, it looks like you've got company for the night, Dr. John.
Goodness me, I do know how he snores. I might try and... well, I don't suppose we could try and move him. Or maybe I could take his room.
Good night, Dr. John.
Good night, Mrs. Croft. Damn.
Well played.
I put a pillow under his face and suffocate him. No, and attempt to roll him onto his side, as I have done.
Flipping like a cat.
Using
Like
my
Croft with the
the toe
cat.
of my boot. But I try and get him more comfortable, and I even move the blankets onto the floor, and then I just slide in next to him. Oh no, I don't. No, that's.
Love it.
Yeah, I'll give him my room, and I'll go to his.
So as you all go to bed, can everyone give me a power roll?
Actually, do you know, I will stay in the same room as him. I'll give him the duvet, and I'll take blankets.
Coghill, you can have a bonus die on this power roll because you're paralytic.
I'm so fucked. Yeah.
So it's one of those power rolls. Bollocks.
Oh, it's not good so
But
far.
I always secretly enjoy these power rolls. Now as I fail this really badly, I won't.
I got the best roll was a 29 on my 30. The other wasn't so
it's
good.
perfect, I'd say. I have rolled a 41 on my 65.
Okay.
2 passes.
P. Vibernius marker appears to you.
Reminds me of the falling asleep in a certain tractor station moment that I once experienced as a player.
Or the most horrifying thing
failed.
about that, which I didn't really cogitate at the time, but you sort of cracking the fleas all the way through the moment when you realised they'd been dead.
Yeah, that's nice, actually. That's a pure Wheeler improvisation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pure wheeler, that.
Obviously, I'd delivered the ball.
You'd laid the
after.
seeds.
But I didn't know where that was going. I didn't think, I could give him something living that he could kill.
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed that moment of us on the road where Dom and I just went,
Oh, mate, it's so much And I was like, what?
It's this curtain lifted.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, we've been chatting in the chat about what the fuck is this then?
Yeah.
Because it's all void of. You don't know what it could be. Any number of fucking things.
But that's it. I mean,
When you
it just
think you were
hadn't
thinking
occurred to me.
Loigor, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. In my head, all I have is
Loigor.
that image of you talking about a giant cigarette walking around and boring holes and things with his head.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'm power rolling. Whoa.
Good.
7.
Bloody
Oh, well,
hell. I need
you're
to
rolling
improve
well,
my rolling.
I don't know what's going on with me. Do you want me to send me this website that I'm using?
Yeah.
Maybe
Is it
Roll
called-
D100.
Loadeddice.com.
It's called TillyAlwaysWins.com.
It's one of my favourites.
Yeah, love that. Love that website, TillyAlwaysWins.com.
Yeah.
So you all sleep very well.
Damn you. Damn
Excellent.
your eyes.
Well, so what does that mean? We all missed out on a bonus dream that would have turned us insane.
It sounds like that might be the case, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you all wake up. It sounds like it's windy outside, but it's a bright day.
Yeah.
Bright, crisp, cold day. You can smell bacon.
I immediately get out of bed and start doing my ablutions, and sort of washing myself in the sort of thing. You can probably hear me even through the wall, sort of. Bum, 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 bum.
Well, Dr. Elvedon's in the room with you, so
Oh, well, you can definitely hear me.
But
But maybe you haven't seen him.
I think
you just got up off the floor.
I think it's my room.
I think there's a moment where I say morning, but then I sort of I go about things as if we're just in the bunker.
Back in the bunker,
Not
eh?
that we ever. I don't think we ever shared a bunker per se, but I think
No.
we had meetings in various
Yes.
buried chambers. And I think I do that thing where I've slept in some of my clothes anyway, and I start putting a blanket up, building a line,
Yes.
and I build a little partition between us, and he's abluting, and he's doing a bum 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 bum, and I go da 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 da. Occasionally to his like an old married couple.
You're going Gilbert and Sullivan. I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
I am the very modern of a modern Major General. I have information, vegetable, animal. It's all that.
And I get a bowl, and I pass some cold water to him, and I start lathering my face and start shaving.
And then we fuck.
Still with my vest on, of course.
Yeah.
All in the meantime, of course, we hear vague sounds of struggle as a ghoul is being decapitated down
By Jemima Croft.
by Jemima Croft using her 2 katanas. Keeping the party going.
I assume you're all eventually going downstairs.
Yes.
At some point. When you get downstairs for breakfast, there is a familiar face.
How familiar?
Ernest Abel is sat at one of the tables, and whoever comes down first, he waves to you. Oh, hello, good morning. How are you? Come, please come join me. I took the liberty of ordering a full English because I wanted one, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to catch you.
Oh, excellent. Well, coffee, Mrs. Croft, tea, John.
He's there in his tweeds with his polka dot bow tie, his little pince-nez spectacles.
Oh, tea, please.
Oh, yes, and for me.
I go off to the counter to give some space and to order the drinks, but as I do, I sort of say over my shoulder, we'll be interested to hear your views on this strange weather. You're an astrologer, aren't you?
Astronomer, but a bit of astrology as well. Yes.
Oh, is it? Don't recognise that, do you? And I take out the napkin and just put it down on the table and then go off to the counter and leave the other two
Slide
to...
it over.
Yeah.
He looks at it with eager fascination. Oh, well, oh yes, I've seen this. Where have I seen this before?
I believe that Colonel Coghill took it from the statue of Hibernius Marco Legatus.
Ah, yes, that's right. Yes, I knew I'd seen it somewhere before. Yes.
Do you know what the P stands for? Oh, I suppose it's his rank, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes, probably, yes. Prelate or...
Yes, of course. How foolish of me. Not a name that I could place. Really, and I hesitate and I'm about to say damned, and I remember that I'm now in polite company again. Really awfully frustrating. Can't quite place it. Nor could you, Mrs. Croft?
I couldn't, no.
Well, yes, I have to say, a bit of a mystery to me. I haven't really looked into it. I think he was something of a sort of popular Roman general. I don't know what connection he has to Daban on the world, but I'm sure I could find out.
It might be useful, actually.
Really?
It must be a connection to the well, I suppose.
Why? What makes you say that? Oh, because of the Roman nature of it.
Yes.
I suppose that's not impossible.
But obviously, these things can stretch a number of centuries, can't they? I'm not an expert on the brickwork. That would probably be the.
Well, the well is very old. Well, if you have an interest in the local history, by all means, pop by and see me sometime. Happily, I've got my book, so we can probably have a look and I'm sure find something of interest.
Yes, first cottage on the right, over the brook. I remember.
That's right. Yes. But anyway, the reason I was popping by was I thought I'd, on behalf of the vicar, because obviously he can't come down here, I thought I'd pop by and ask if you needed any assistance looking around the church or anything like that, or
well, actually,
really to ask how you got on.
Actually, it's funny you should say that. Would it be all right if you were to be the friend that we're visiting?
Yes, yeah.
Would that fit? Only we ran into Sergeant Naylor last night.
Oh, he's...
And I do very much... I'm trying to involve Mrs. Croft, obviously, but...
That's smart.
I lean in, sort of say... He found us looking at the well, and we had to sort of come up with a reason that we were here. And if you'd be the friend...
Oh, by all means.
Good.
Oh, happy to oblige.
Thank you. Sorry for the clandestine nature of things. But, yes... but the church itself, obviously fascinating early Christian site, as you're well aware.
Yeah, well, yes, it's quite a fascinating place. Yeah, it's an odd one, but yes, I thought perhaps if you needed someone to show you around a bit, happy to do that, or whatever you need, really.
Well, a look around the church might be wise, since that was the last time that anyone saw Tabitha, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think I come back with the tea and coffee at that point. So I say, there you are. Ah, yes, lovely. How is the Reverend? Holding up all right?
He's all right.
Terrible business.
He's anxious, of course.
Of course.
I'm sure the sooner we can sort all this out, the better.
Clear as name, yes, quite right.
Quite the storm we had last night, wasn't it?
Wasn't it just? And you're a man of the skies. What did you make of it? Expected?
No, in honesty. I have to say, it gave my barometer quite the shock.
Oh, did it? Mine too.
Well,
and what did you get up to last night? Any leads?
We looked at the legatus, of course, as you have heard.
Yeah.
And yes, investigated the well.
Yes.
I look at the other two with my most meaningful, I'm not sure if I should mention the cat, but I'm not going to mention the cat, eyes, which I think look like this.
And I immediately mentioned the cat. So I think he's prompting you to do so. I say, strange business. Horrible cat they've got here between us.
Cat?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Gave birth last night. Strange face on the thing.
Oh, goodness. I beg your pardon?
Strange face on the thing, I said. Trying to keep my voice down so that...
Deformed.
Yes, quite right.
Oh,
how would you describe it, Miss Croft?
Oh,
I don't have the words. And I've seen things in my time that...
Hellish.
Hellish, yes. Quite right. Simeon, you said.
Goodness me.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
Has Corin said it?
I heard God say that in my ear.
Oh, God. Christ.
I look at Mrs. Croft. And
Sorry, I'm not quite awake yet.
That makes more sense. Yes.
Yes.
Perhaps a little light Calvados would brighten our spirits with this lovely kedgeree. Did we get kedgeree? I can't remember. What is this? Oh no, this is full English, isn't it?
Eggs and soldiers, wasn't it?
I do like a little French digestif.
Oh, très bien.
not to say that perhaps the sherry which was excellent quality last night put me in the mood for it. Oh, this is an odd question, Ernest, but I noticed that Corin was a little shy of talking about the house itself. There aren't tunnels from the vicarage. Vicarage? Do I mean vicarage, Dom?
Yeah.
There aren't tunnels from the vicarage through to the well, are there?
I don't think so.
Good. No,
But
I thought that might be a little...
What kind of tunnels do you mean?
Oh, it just crossed my mind that... Well, I don't know. I don't really know what I mean.
We are looking for a missing girl.
Are you sorry? I just want to understand your thinking. Are you suggesting there is a secret passage?
Ooh. Well, now there's a thought, isn't there? And I lean forward and I take out my grandfather's pipe and I light a large and ostentatious match. To
Like a spill.
To light, yes. And I say, yes, now that is an interesting thought. What do you think, Mrs. Croft? As I study him very carefully with my crude sense of psychology at 35%. Secret passage. 80. I might need that website from you. Tilly wins at everything? Was that what it was? Jesus Christ.
I think it was Tilly Wins Again.
Tilly wins again.
Yeah.
Was it?
Sounds quite catchy. It's
.org.
got something. No, nothing. I choke slightly on the phosphorus.
I hit Dr. John on the back. There you go, old chap.
So sorry, that match really was ridiculously ostentatious.
Yes.
He says to you, so what are you going to the church now or
Well,
would you like me to accompany you to the church or
what do we think?
what would you like to do?
I think that's a good idea.
Tour of the church?
I thought we were going to go to the farm, but maybe it's better to start the church.
Well, since the church is so close, we may as well. And is it even in the right direction?
And I don't say this to him, but I sort of, to the others, we did mark the trees, remember? We can always find the passage through.
Good man, yes, good man. Well, good thinking, Colonel.
As you make your way over to the church, he says, but the secret passages, I've always been fascinated by the idea of them. They always seem to be the sort of thing of sort of big houses and follies from the 17th and 18th century. But I suppose if one were to find actual secret passages that were a bit older, it would be worth writing a book about. I shall look into that. I'm sure I've got some books on the layout of the village.
Oh, yeah.
You should come and see me at the house later and we can have a look. Oh, here we are.
Excellent.
And you get to the church door and you have to unlock a padlock. And as you get closer, you see that strange stained glass window on one side of the church that's completely black. And as you open the doors, the cold, musty air of the church washes over you, and you step into the ominous silence of the place.